Hey everybody, I'm Alex Valbergs with CSTV Sports. I'm joined by CJ Gulino. It's great to be back after the long layoff over break. But we're back to talk about sports again. No more fantasy football, but the football season just wrapped up on Sunday with the Super Bowl. The Ravens came out champs, and I know you have some strong opinions about the MVP of the game, Joe Flacco, CJ, so why don't you tell me?
Yeah, I mean, look, Flacco had a great postseason and a fantastic Super Bowl. He really did play. He really did play like he was a top-tier quarterback. I just don't think that he deserves the money that he wants. He's no Peyton Manning. He's no Tom Brady. He is going to be the Ravens quarterback for the long haul. I mean, he did get a ring, so you gotta pay the guy. But personally, I don't even think he should have been MVP. I think it should have been to Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, well, before the season, Joe Flacco was in his, with his contract talks. I was wondering if maybe he shouldn't even be the quarterback of the future, but he obviously proved everyone wrong. He deserves a new contract. He deserves that money. I don't know how much money, but enough about football. Baseball is just around the corner. Spring training, pitchers and catchers report very soon, and there's more steroid talk again. I'm getting kind of sick of it. I know you have some opinions on steroids and the penalties and everything. CJ, why don't you tell me?
Yeah, I think that honestly they need to do something about steroids, because I personally, as a baseball fan, don't want to hear about it anymore. I think they need to tighten up on the rules for steroids, the testing, the penalties, and I mean, especially with Ryan Braun in the news for the second time. I mean, people have to realize that there was a good chance he's guilty. He got off on a technicality last time, so.
Yeah, it pains me to say that. I love Ryan Braun. I think he's one of the best players in baseball. But what you said about the penalties and the testing, it's not going to get any better until they do something about it that's more severe. The penalties the rewards don't outweigh the risks. These guys make millions of dollars on playing this game, and if they're going to take these drugs to make them better and make them more money, they're going to do it. And 50 games without pay just isn't a big enough penalty. Curt Schilling came out and said it. 100 games or a year without pay, first offense, second offense, lifetime ban. I think that could get something done. I think a lot of guys would deter people from taking these drugs, because right now it's just 50 games just isn't enough.
No, I agree. I mean, just they definitely need to do something about the penalties, because these guys make millions of dollars. If they miss 50 games, you're just giving them time off, really. They're not worried about the money.
Yeah.
They'll do it again.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm getting pretty sick and tired of steroids, and it's getting annoying. And the whole Hall of Fame thing just brought it up even more. I think Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, all those guys, they're Hall of Famers, and I think they deserve to get in. And put something on the plaque that says we suspect, or these guys tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. Other than that, what else can we do besides beef up the penalties? Syracuse basketball in the news again. I think that this team has a shot to go as far as they did last year. They made it to the regional final last year, but I don't believe they can make it as far if they don't get James Sutherland back. There should be news on him any day now, whether or not he can return. You have any thoughts about Syracuse?
I mean, yeah, Syracuse definitely has potential to make a run like last year. Like you said, Sutherland's definitely key to getting back where they were, and they had some big wins against Louisville, and they almost lost Cincinnati, which I was a little surprised about, because I think they definitely came out a little slow, but they picked it up and got the W. But yeah, I mean, they're a fantastic team. I would not be surprised to see them back where they were last year.
Yeah, they're a little bit inconsistent. I think they need James Sutherland. He's the best shooter on the team. They need that. They need his senior leadership along with Brandon Trish. But I think they have the talent to make it run just as deep as last year. But I really think they do need Sutherland back, because he's their best shooter without question. And their offense really struggles in the half court without him. And the NBA, more basketball. It's almost all-star break. Who are your contenders? Who are your pretenders this year?
Contenders in the West, I got to give it to OKC. I mean, for obvious reasons. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, the guy's a monster. It's a fantastic team all around. And the Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs are there. Spurs are always there every year. Everybody says they get old, but every year they're right there at the end. Maybe something changes this year. I don't know. Maybe they think they can beat OKC this year, because without James Harden, maybe they think they have an edge. I think I think the Spurs, the Thunder, and the Clippers are the biggest threats in the West. But the Lakers could be. I don't know. Are they ever going to figure this out? What's going on?
I don't buy it with the Lakers. I mean,
Paul Gasol just went down with an injury. We don't know when he's going to be back. They've been talking about trading Howard or trading Gasol. What should they do? Maybe this makes their decision easier with, Gasol's out, so now they have to keep Howard. Is this Dwight Howard thing going to work out?
Oh, well, I mean, now they definitely have they don't have a choice. They have to keep Dwight Howard now, like you said, because Gasol's down. I would like to say that Dwight Howard's going to work out for them, but I don't know. I mean, it's just not clicking. No one really knows why.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the reason is the coach. I don't know if D'Antoni is the right coach for this. This is one of the oldest teams in basketball, and he's trying to run them around like they're the 04, 05 Suns. They're not that team. They're not built like this. He's using Pau Gasol 20 feet from the basket, and that's just not where he should be. He's a true center. He dominated Team USA in the Summer Olympics when he was playing center, not 20 feet from the basket, and D'Antoni's just using him all wrong. If the Lakers don't figure it out, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know if you can count them out as long as they get into the playoffs. But what about in the East? I think in the East it's pretty much the Heat. Has anyone else got a shot besides Miami?
I like the Heat, obviously, because the big three. I like the Knicks, though. I mean, I know you're a little, you're not really feeling the Knicks, but I think that they could definitely make a run. Beating the Heat's going to be very difficult, but Carmelo's playing like a new guy this year. He's really stepping up and being a team leader. He's shed some weight. He's looking great. I think they definitely have a shot.
Yeah, I think the Knicks have a better shot than they have in past years. Part of because D'Antoni is gone. They're emphasizing defense more. I don't know if Mike D'Antoni even knows how to spell defense. They're really playing a lot better at D. Chandler anchors the middle of that defense, and Carmelo is playing like an MVP right now. I would have said the Celtics, but without Rajon Rondo, I thought the Celtics had a chance to beat anyone in the playoffs because every year they're like the Spurs. Everybody says they're getting old, but with Rondo, I think they had a puncher's chance of beating them, but not anymore. And the only other team in the East besides maybe the Knicks is the Bulls when Derrick Rose comes back. If he can pull an Adrian Peterson and return from his ACL injury and be 85, 90% of what he was, I think the Bulls have a real shot because they're a team that plays. Tom Thibodeau emphasizes defense just as much as any coach in the league, and I think they would have a real shot with Rose back.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the Bulls a lot. They're playing fantastic without Rose, a lot better than people would have thought. I think if Rose comes back, and like you said, I even think if he comes back and he's 70%, maybe even 60%, that they could actually make a run. Again, competing with those healthy teams with a lot of talent is going to be difficult if he's not 100%. But I wouldn't count him out at all.
Yeah, well, Rose, if he could come back, if Adrian Peterson can do it, maybe he can. They're both freak athletes, so who knows about that. I think that's about going to do it for this week. Thanks for joining me. I'm Alex Valbergs.
I'm CJ Gulino.
And hope to see you next week.